Good afternoon. Let's continue the lateral pressure. Last class we derived expressions for coefficient of active earth pressure and coefficient of passive earth pressure. So that is coefficient of active earth pressure Ka is equal to 1 minus sin pi divided by 1 plus sin pi, and coefficient of passive pressure Kp is equal to 1 plus sin pi divided by 1 minus sin pi. So here onwards, whenever we require to calculate the pressure, maybe a active earth pressure or a passive earth pressure, directly we use these expressions to obtain coefficients and to calculate active earth pressure or passive earth pressure. So knowing these concepts, what is lateral earth pressure, what is active earth pressure, passive earth pressure, and earth pressure at rest, and this coefficient of earth pressures. Now let us start doing analysis for various backfill conditions. First, let us, before taking numerical terms, first let us consider various cases which we come across in practice and how to calculate earth pressure. And let us concentrate active earth pressure. Then in the end, how can we relate this procedure analysis to calculate the passive earth pressure and earth pressure at rest? We can see later. So, in field, depends upon the soil and depends upon the water table, we come across different cases. Soil may be a dry backfill, it may be a dry backfill, or it may be a submerged backfill, or it may be a partially saturated backfill, or the soil backfill, though it is a dry of different soil. For all those cases, we can analyze for the active earth pressure and how can we calculate the total active earth pressure, and their point applications can be analyzed precisely. So the following cases are considered for analysis purpose. First one is for dry backfill. Let us consider a retaining wall of height h. Let this retaining wall retains cohesiveness horizontal backfill and we can mark the failure plane or slip plane, which makes an angle of 45 plus pi by 2, and the properties of soil at the backfill, since it is the cohesive soil, it is unit weight of soil gamma and angle of interpolation pi. And if you consider elemental portion at the backfill, at the verge of the movement of ball, elastic state of equilibrium condition is established. When elastic state of equilibrium condition is established, the horizontal stress components becomes the major principal stress, and the vertical stress component becomes the major principal stress, sigma h and sigma b respectively. Let this element is at a depth of z from surface. We have the general expression for coefficient of earth pressure. We have coefficient of earth pressure K is equal to the horizontal stress divided by vertical stress. For active case, so K becomes Ka, and we already marked here when it is the ball is at the verge of the movement, the elastic state of equilibrium condition is established, and under other conditions sigma h becomes sigma 3, it is minor principal stress, and sigma b becomes sigma 1. So substitute this value here. Sigma h is sigma 3 and sigma b is sigma 1. Call this as equation 1. Now, sigma g is a horizontal stress component and sigma b is vertical stress component. Sigma, that is the total stress or total pressure. Pressure or stress at a depth z below surface, which is acting in the vertical direction, sigma b, that is equal to unit weight of soil into the depth. And sigma h is nothing but lateral pressure. And this sigma h is not equal to the vertical the stress is sigma b, that is stress today. But it relates to the vertical stress. Sigma h is related to sigma b, but it is not equal to sigma b. So we can consider sigma h is equal to sigma 3, that is equal to the passive earth pressure, active earth pressure. So here sigma 3 can be written as PA, this is it is acting laterally in the horizontal direction, PA, and sigma 1 is equal to sigma B, that is at the depth of Z below the ground surface, that is equal to unit weight of soil into the depth. It is gamma into Z A. So we want PA, that is active earth pressure of this element. This is active resistance of height of Z. Therefore, PA is equal to Ka into gamma into Z. So this is general expression for active earth pressure at a depth Z below the backfill surface. And here Z varies from 0 to h. So the Z varies from 0 to h. If this is 0 and h is the total depth of the wall upon the height of the wall. In the above expression, if you substitute z is equal to 0, then PA is equal to 0. So if z is 0, PA is equal to 0 means earth pressure is 0 at the surface and earth pressure at the depth of z is equal to PA, that is equal to A into gamma into Z, and if Z is equal to H in the above expression or in this general expression, then PA is equal to KA into gamma into H. So this is the active earth pressure at the base of the wall. If Z is equal to 0, then PA is equal to 0. If Z is equal to H, then PA is equal to Ka into gamma into H. This is the earth pressure. At the base of the wall. So now we know earth pressure at the surface it is 0 and earth pressure at the depth of H we know it is PA is equal to Ka gamma H. We can easily draw the pressure distribution diagram. So this pressure distribution diagram is very much essential to calculate the total active earth pressure. So knowing PA at the surface and PA at the depth of Z, at the depth of H, we can draw the pressure distribution diagram. For that, first draw the reference line. At the surface PA is 0 and at the base it is Ka into gamma into H, and also it is already known that earth pressure at the depth Z is equal to Ka into gamma into Z. This is Ka into gamma into Z. Join the points by means of linear line. So this is the pressure distribution diagram for this condition, and after drawing the pressure distribution diagram, the total active earth pressure acting on the wall is equal to area of the pressure distribution diagram. It's like the total active earth pressure is equal to area of pressure distribution diagram. That is PA is equal to area of this triangle half into base into height. PA is equal to half into base is Ka gamma into H that multiplied by H, that is equal to half into Ka into gamma H square, that is PA. So knowing the magnitude of total active earth pressure, we can easily locate the position of the active earth pressure. As it is the pressure distribution diagram is a triangle, we can easily locate the point of application of this PA. So PA acts, we can measure the position of PA with respect to base or apex. Let this PA acts at a height of y from the base. From the known concept for a triangular area, the coordinate distance acts at a smaller distance from base and a larger distance from apex. Means it is acting at a height of h by 3 from base and 2 by 3 times h from apex. PA acts at a height that is y is equal to h by 3 from base. So like this we can calculate the active earth pressure at a depth z. We can calculate active earth pressure at base, and finally we can calculate the active earth pressure, the total active earth pressure acting on the wall and its position. So this is first case for dry backfill condition. Now let us consider similar cases with different backfill conditions. So mark this as pressure distribution diagram. Now consider the second case. For submerged backfill. Consider again a retaining wall of a height h. Retaining cohesionless horizontal backfill. Properties of soil or its gamma and y. So this is the surface, and here the water table is at the ground level. If you consider elemental motion of the backfill at a depth z, stress components acts as usual. This is sigma h, sigma b. This is sigma b. So sigma h becomes sigma 3, and sigma b becomes sigma 1. So same concept. In case of active earth pressure or passive earth pressure, at the verge of movement of wall, the elastic state of equilibrium condition is established. So when it is established elastic state of equilibrium condition, in sigma, the horizontal stress becomes minor principal stress and vertical stress becomes major principal stress. So in the previous case, when the backfill is dry, we obtained the general expression for active earth pressure at a depth Z and at a depth H. At a depth Z, it is PA is equal to KA into gamma into Z, general expression, and at a depth H, that is at the base of the wall, the active earth pressure PA is equal to KA into gamma into H. Now the scenario is different here. The backfill is composed of both soil and water. When backfill is composed of both soil and water, we should consider both the soil in its nature and water to decide the pressure. Here, the pressure due to the submerged backfill is due to two components, namely due to submerged soil and water. Here, earth pressure is due to two components, namely submerged soil and water. So by using the general expression which we obtained in the previous case, can be directly used here to obtain earth pressure at the base of the wall. Earth pressure at the base of the wall that is equal to. So first we have to consider earth pressure due to submerged soil, then earth pressure due to water. That is equal to Ka into submerged unit weight gamma dash into H plus gamma W into H. So earth pressure at the base of the wall due to submerged weight of submerged soil is equal to two components, namely submerged weight of soil and submerged water. So as usual, if there are no surcharge here, PA will be zero at surface. Knowing PA at surface and PA at the base, this is Ka gamma dash H plus gamma W H. Draw the reference line to complete the pressure distribution diagram. So these two components can be shown here. So like this also I can show two components. One is due to submerged soil, another is due to water. You can see different show or you can show fully. This is the submerged weight of soil, Ka gamma dash H, and this is due to water. This is gamma W into H. The total total active earth pressure acting on the wall is equal to again area of the pressure distribution diagram. So here again the pressure distribution diagram is a triangle. Directly we can use the triangle concept and calculate the total active earth pressure. Total active earth pressure PA is equal to half into base PA gamma dash H plus gamma W into H, that multiplied by H. So area of the triangle is A half into base A gamma dash H plus gamma WH into height. So that gives the total active pressure. And we can mark the position tentatively like this. The PA, and it acts at a height of Y. From the base, since it is a triangle, directly we can locate the point of application of pressure. PA acts at a height of Y, that is equal to Y 3 from base. So that is simple. So if you know the one case, it is one like the first case. So we get the general expression A gamma into Z. By using that general expression, you can proceed any type of backfill. So again, this is our pressure distribution diagram. Just now, I discussed in the beginning that sigma V is not equal to sigma H, but sigma H relate with the sigma V. That you can see here. In the expression A, so that is the pressure at the depth of Z is equal to A into gamma into Z. So this gamma Z gives us the vertical stress. Gamma Z is vertical stress at the depth of the Z. Multiplied by A gives us the lateral pressure depth. Means to obtain the lateral pressure, so we have to multiply coefficient of pressure with the vertical stress at that depth due to the soil. So horizontal stress relates vertical stress but not is equal to vertical stress. So horizontal stress is equal to K times of vertical stress at any point below the ground surface. Two simple cases. Still more cases are there. We will consider those cases in the next class, and after understanding those cases we can easily solve the numerical problem. Thank you.